Doug, what's your official role here?
So I'm a meteorologist, and my main focus is being prepared for warnings. I'm the only person in the BC Interior and Yukon for Environment Canada that looks at day-by-day weather. And when I see serious weather happening, I talk to the media and emergency organizations just to give an idea on how long it's going to last, how bad it's been, and just to try and make the population in general and our economy and society as safe as we possibly can be when it comes to weather. So my official title is Warning Preparedness Meteorologist, and but meteorologist is good, and I cover all of BC Interior and the Yukon. So
you ever get a hard time from the public about the weather?
Day by day, especially from family members. Yeah.
So what do we have here,
Doug? So this is a Stevenson screen, and what it does is measure temperature and humidity. So we have here a minimum thermometer. What happens during the night, the alcohol in here moves back, and it moves this black bar here to where it's the coldest of the night. Then when it starts to warm up, it stops and goes the other direction. So it shows us that overnight the coldest temperature on this day was about 5 degrees. This is a maximum thermometer, and it's got mercury in it and a little constriction here. The mercury comes through, it pushes through that constriction during the day, so we know how the hottest temperature was, but it can't go back at night, so it goes only one direction. So then you have to reset these once a day. This here, a modern temperature and humidity sensor. And this here is 2 thermometers that one of them has a wetness on the wick that you can use to measure relative humidity with a scale. You look on a graph.
In the Okanagan, we're not known as a humid place.
No, it's pretty dry in general.
Is it generally low then?
Oh yeah, the relative humidity generally. We usually, as meteorologists, look at the dew point, which is the temperature where if you cool the air, that's when fog would start to form. And the dew point in the Okanagan is usually around, in the summer, anywhere between 5 and 10 degrees. When we start to see it getting up to 18 degrees, we know that's very humid air. That's the type of air they get out in Ontario, where we usually don't get.
We know what that's like in the summer, right?
You bet, yeah.
Shirt sticking to you.
So over here we have the modern sensors.
Are they fed directly into your computers then?
Yeah, so what happens is, this is the wind speed and direction here. This here instrument measures the snow depth when there's snow on the concrete below it. And what we do is that information feeds into the computer, feeds into the internet, and we get it internally in Environment Canada and use it to figure out how much snow is happening. Like, I'm not here 24/7.
Yeah.
So my colleagues in Vancouver that are forecasting have a look, and as it sees the depth of the snow, that instrument sends a signal down and can measure how far off that pad the snow is actually settling.
Now, Doug, I read somewhere from Environment Canada's website actually that Kelowna is the least windiest city in all of Canada.
Yes. That's a blessing in a way, because like even though Penticton often is warmer than Kelowna in the winter, the valley is very narrow in the south end. So winds get channeled through the valley and they pick up speed. Then the valley at Kelowna widens, and it also has a bend in it. So these two things really slow the wind down. First of all, just a wider valley, that wind gets spread out over a much wider area. And also it has trouble making it around the bend. So, and the width of the lake is very wide here off Kelowna, and the air tends to be more stable over the lake.
Is that one of the reasons then why we always seem to get smoke in the valley here in the summers? The fires, whether they're in Washington State or up north, it seems to settle here.
The smoke can get trapped under that cooler air that's next to the lake in the summertime, but it's usually worse north of us. So Vernon has usually poorer air quality. The wind is even less in the North Okanagan. When they talk about the big cities, I think they stop at Kelowna, don't look at Vernon. But so basically the smoke can get trapped in our end of the valley, but you know, we're just seeing a bit of it. It's usually worse closer to the fires.